Hey there, Tamir from Fibonacci-Traders.com here with the weekly market recap. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend. Please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends. Let's hit the weekly charts. We'll go over the weekly charts. SPY, if we can see, since October of 2022 we had the low, then we had a higher low, high, higher high, but 412 together with this trend line over here, very tough resistance only by looking left since May of 2022, 412, 413 area, all this area, tough resistance. Let's see if bulls can finally break up and above. Next test will be 417 and then 431 to the upside. Follow price, use levels and trend lines to manage risk. QQQ 321, 322, 3 weeks in a row. Tough resistance. Can bulls of QQQ break up and above? If they will succeed, in my opinion, 340 together with this trend line. We can be a little bit more accurate. It doesn't really matter. We don't need to be on the penny. It just helps us to identify the next level of resistance. If bulls can break up and above the 321 to the upside, 307 to the downside is the support area that bulls needs to defend. Look left, it was resistance, resistance, resistance over here. So if bulls will take some breath before the next leg up, 307 needs to hold. IWM, basically 1 month, moving sideways between the 170 and the 180. Not much of a price action on the IWM, so we need to wait and see. 170 to the downside, we can take short. 180 to the upside, we can take long. And it's only my opinion. Everything you see and hear on my channel is for educational purposes only. Always do your own due diligence. Get ideas, get education. But in the end of the day, it's only up to you. Dow Jones, once again, another great example of why trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. This trend line goes all the way back to January of 2022. And since then, each and every time price reached, got rejected. Friday, bulls tried, got rejected once again. Can bulls break up and above? Next major area will be the 343. We can take Fibonacci, swing high, swing low, 340, then the 343 together with the 346 to the upside is the next test for bulls if and when they will succeed to break up above this trend line. And don't forget, we are looking on the weekly chart, so we are looking for a break up and above this trend line for at least 2 or 3 days. Then with high probability 347 to the upside is next. VIX breaking below this trend line. This trend line goes all the way to December 17. First time since December 17, VIX is breaking below this trend line. 6 years this trend line held the higher lows, now breaking down and under. Next level of support will be 1480. Bitcoin on the weekly still have time. When I recording this video, we have another day and a half or so, but Bitcoin looking good. Trend lines, let's see this trend line close above it, then 32,600 together with this trend line is the next resistance. Ethereum breaking up above the 2035, then I have to go, but no reason for it to fall below it. Then with high probability, next will be the 2420. MSTR on the weekly, strong close, strong wick, above the 305 all the way to the 350. Let's see continuation up and above. We can take Fibonacci once again. Swing low, swing high. 291 to the downside, 361 to the upside is the next major resistance. Mara, very strong wick, not surprising. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high, or all the way to here. Now we can see that 775 was a very strong resistance, broke above the 960 area. It was a very tough and important support and resistance area over here. Broke up above 13 is the next resistance, breaking above it. Most likely 19 is next. Riot, breaking above the 10 area, strong resistance. Now we can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. Next level of resistance will be the 1980 on the weekly chart. Don't forget, we are weekly chart. Know your trend lines. Know your time frame. As you can see, this trend line is next. If Riot will break above it, 1980 to the upside. Natural gas, 3 consecutive weeks of dojis holding above the 210, but for now, no trend reversal signal. Bulls of natural gas are trying, but each and every time, 3 weeks in a row, failing to close above the 230. So until we don't see a weekly close above the 230, no trend reversal. Oil closing above the 82 area. This area was a very important level of support. Then, since November of 2022, very tough resistance and finally break up and above. Now let's see continuation towards where we can take Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high towards the 88.44. Fibonacci gives us potential resistance and support to the future. No other indicator can do it, only Fibonacci and trend lines. Gold holding above the 1963 area. Doji, gold basically is moving sideways since March 20, 4 weeks, just bouncing between the 1960 and the 2030. Let's see where gold is taking us. Below 1960, most probably we are going to retest this trend line over here. SMH, trend lines are the true support resistance for price action. SMH taking a breath. 248 to the downside is a very important level of support. Just put a line over here. Look left. Support, resistance, resistance. And now, 4 weeks in a row, it's support. Breaking down and under where it might be heading next. If it will break below the red trend line. 236 on the weekly. Breaking above the 264. We can take Fibonacci. Swing low, swing high. Above 264, 286 is the next major test for bulls on the weekly chart. AAPL looking strong, looking good. Let's see, break up and above this red trend line together with the 166, 166, 167. Very important level of support and resistance. And this red trend line goes all the way back to December of 2021, holding strong the lower highs. Let's see if fifth time will be the time that bulls will break up above this red trend line, and then we can assume with high probability 173 and 183 to all-time highs are next. Amazon 103, very tough resistance. As we can see, 103 was a very important level of support during May and June of 2022. Then, since October 22, very tough resistance, breaking up and above. With high probability, Amazon is going to retest this purple trend line. This trend line goes all the way back to November of 2021. Each and every time Amazon tried to break up and above, got rejected. Pay attention to the time frame that you are trading. Pay attention to price, Fibonacci levels, and trend lines. This is all we need to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Follow price. Stop relying on all those lagging indicators. Microsoft looks like bulls are taking some breath. Maybe before the next attempt to break up above this white trend line together with the 292, 295 area. This area of the 292, 295 is a very tough resistance. So bulls of Microsoft are taking a breath. As long as 281 is holding, Microsoft is good to go. Google. Trend lines are true support resistance for price action. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is it. This is technical analysis. In the end, trading should be boring. We are not here for the excitement. If we want excitement, we can go to Vegas. We are here to trade the progress. And the progress, once we truly understand the progress, it's boring and it's good. Trend lines goes all the way back to January of 2022. Now, as we can see, second week in a row, Google is trying and getting rejected by this trend line, but Google closed at the high of the week inside candle. Let's see where Google is taking us. We can take Fibonacci, swing low, swing high. 106 is holding. It was resistance, it was support over here during May and June and August of 2022. Breaking up and above 113 and 122.60 to the upside. Meta very strong, going all the way to 242 in my opinion. 242 was a very important level of support during 2020. Now let's see continuation towards the 245. Meta, as long as this purple trend line is holding, Meta is good to go on an uptrend. Don't fight the trend. If you fight the trend, if you argue with price, you will lose. Trust me, I know it, I've been there. Tesla, trend lines. This trend line goes all the way to April of 2022. But for now, Tesla is not even close to retest this trend line. Tesla have the 210 to the upside as a major resistance and the 165 to the downside. We have a double top scenario, multi-top scenario of the 210. 165 needs to hold, otherwise this gap over here, which is on the daily, will get filled. The 145 area. Netflix. Before we continue, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Help me grow this channel. Just one click away. Netflix, 2 consecutive dojis, 341 resistance, 330 together with this trend line as support. So 2 dojis. Indecision in the market. If market cannot decide, we cannot decide. Long or short, we don't know. Long, continuation above the 341. Short, a week or so closing above the 330 together with a close below this trend line over here. AMD sliding down slowly and slowly, sliding down since the 103. 4 weeks in a row, sliding down 89.90. needs to hold. Otherwise, 87, 83, and maybe back to 78 together with this purple trend line. But for now, AMD is in an uptrend. If you are in long position on AMD, manage your risk according to these levels. If you are not long yet, wait until we can see continuation to the upside. NVDA, same thing, 260 to the downside. Over here, 260 to the downside, needs to hold, and we have the 280 to the upside. And as we can see, 4 weeks, NVIDIA just bouncing between these two areas of support and resistance. Short below 260, long continuation above 278. Shopify, price action is getting tighter and tighter. It will break, eventually it will break to the downside or to the upside. Prepare for both sides. Never be biased. Ignore the noise. Don't follow anyone blindly on social media, paid or free services. Learn to become your own indicator. Learn your own strategy. Follow to get ideas. It's okay. This is what social media is all about. But it's all up to you. If you want to take your trading journey to the highest level, become your own indicator. Stop following others. Take your financial freedom in your own hands. Check the links in the description below. One-on-one mentorship live or the pre-recorded. Same program, pre-recorded. 6 hours, 49 lessons, lifetime access, support, guidance, all Discord levels. My promise to you, you will become your own indicator. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe, share with friends, will be much appreciated. Don't forget tomorrow, Sunday evening Eastern time, my top stocks to watch for next week video. Until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend.